Welcome back for another edition of Ask Father Silva. And today's question is, what are holy days of obligation? Right? We hear this term, holy days of obligation. The first thing to remember is that every Sunday is a holy day of obligation. So I think the question is probably, what are the additional holy days of obligation? Well, according to canon law, there are actually nine holy days of obligation throughout the year, but the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops have made, or rather suppressed, the Feast of St. Joseph and the Feast of Saints Peter and St. Paul as holy days of obligation, in addition to the Feast of Epiphany, which has been moved to a Sunday. So there are 6 additional holy days of obligation here in the United States, right? Those feast days are January 1st, the Solemnity of Mary, the Mother of God, May 29th, the Ascension of Jesus, which in many dioceses is actually moved to that following Sunday, but not here in Bridgeport. Right, not here in Bridgeport, in the metropolitan of the Archdiocese of Hartford, right, which includes Norwich, Hartford, Bridgeport, and Providence, Rhode Island. And then I think out in Nebraska, it's still on Thursday as well. There's August 15th, the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary, November 1st, the Solemnity of All Saints, December 8th, the Immaculate Conception, and then of course Christmas, right, on the 25th of December. So, right, these are the holy days of obligation for the year. It's important to remember that the majority of the time, if that holy day of obligation falls on a Saturday or a Monday, that the obligation has been negated, again, by the Conference of Catholic Bishops, except in certain circumstances. For example, this past December 8th, the Feast of the Immaculate Conception fell on a Monday, but the Conference of Catholic Bishops felt it was still necessary to make this a holy day of obligation, right, mandatory, and so you'll just have to watch out for certain things like this, right? Again, the idea is that we don't want to place any undue burden on anyone, but also too, right, in the grand scheme of things, right, that's just 6 more additional masses throughout the course of an entire year, right? And so I think, right, when it comes to law, we have to use terms like obligation, but I think asking yourself, where is your heart, right? Very often people will come in and say, I forgot, and things like that. Well, right, that's why it's important to be informed Catholics, right? Get yourself a calendar, or just simply go online, right? Put these things into your calendar. Make sure that you have your whole year sort of planned out. You know when these days are going to fall so that you can plan ahead, right? And the vast majority of the time, our diocese is one of the smallest in the country, right? If you can't find a Mass time that works here at your parish, right, go somewhere else, right? If you're moving about, right, you can find a Mass at pretty much any time, be it in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, the night before for the vigil, right? This is just a way to ensure that we are prepared Catholics, right? We have a moral obligation to attend the holy sacrifice of the Mass, but again, why wouldn't we want to be there? Right? Why wouldn't we want to just offer praise and worship to the God who sacrificed himself on the cross for us, being present at that very moment? So, right, these are the holy days of obligation, right? Make sure that you are as informed as possible, and hopefully that helps for your planning purposes for the year 2025. God bless, and we'll see you again next week.